Hey, what's going on, guys? Bflattened here with a brand new video today. Today we're going to be covering Infiltrate Dominate Zane. This is a rocket launcher Zane that uses the Infiltrator class mod. Now, Infiltrator is not really Zane's main class mod that everyone talks about. It's always going to be the Spy, or it's going to be Seen Dead, or it's even the Hustler now. But the Infiltrator is actually pretty good if you know what you're doing with it. That's what we're covering here today. So inside our blue tree, we're going with Cold Bore, Violent Speed, and Violent Momentum to maximum amount of skills. Cold Bore is going to be your main one because whenever you swap a weapon, you gain increased weapon swap speed, and the next fire or the next shot that you fire will deal 200% bonus cryo damage. This is going to be very important for the interaction that we're going to be doing. Violent Speed and Violent Momentum is going to be the movement speed is increased, and the more that you move, the more gun damage that you do. So the more you're running around like a maniac, the more gun damage that you're going to be doing. We put points into Salvation, only 1 point, just so we can get some healing. Since we're going to be doing millions upon millions of damage, we only need one, because we only have less than 100,000 HP, so that's all we need. Seeing Red will allow us to activate all our kill steals with just one shot of our cannon. We get that whenever we need to. Violent Violence, we get fire rate after killing an enemy. It stacks twice. Playing Dirty, we have a opportunity to fire an additional projectile after a kill. It has a 56% chance to. Good Misfortune is going to be action skill duration on kills, or whenever we activate our kill skills. And then finally, Death Follows Close. All of Zane's kill skills gain increased effects and duration. Into the red tree, we don't have too many points here. We have the mag size buff. We have borrowed time for action skill duration for every active action skill, just our barrier. And we have 1 point of duct tape mod for the splash immunity, which is great because that's what we're going to definitely need if we're going to protect ourselves from the Plague Bearer. Party stock for maximum shield capacity. We're going to need this for all of our interactions. It's a nice 25% increase. Ready for action for shield recharge rate. We're going to need this as well. And then Brain Freeze. Whenever we score a crit, we can slow an enemy until they freeze. I only get this just to move down into All-Rounder, so you can honestly put points into anything you want. Health regen is not going to be needed because we have Salvation. Damage resistance is not going to be needed because we basically have Barrier. And Adrenaline, we don't really need that either for all of our stuff that we have already. So Deja Vu is going to be really important for this. If we get a kill with a crit, we have a chance for 1 ammo to be added to the magazine, which will increase our opportunities to fire our Plague Bearer with extra shots. So we have a 63% chance to add in 1 ammo back into our magazine, which gives us 1 extra shot with our Plague Bearer. Commitment and Headman's Hand into max points because these are like great skills. Gun damage and action skill cooldown rate stacks twice, and critical hit damage, and it stacks twice as well. Fugitive, you can sprint and shoot at the same time because we have Violent Speed, Violent Momentum. We get more speed, so we can sprint and shoot at the same time if we need to. Domino effect is critical hit. We increase fire rate and reload speed. If you score a critical hit with your action skill, you double the effect. That doesn't happen too often, but if you can land a crit with your action skill, hey, you get to stack this twice. I also get the Art of War action skill or action skill ability. After you activate it, the next shot fired from your weapon deals increased damage. 15% gun damage with a stack of 10. I can count 150% extra damage. Because we're going to be swapping weapons back and forth too often. We're also going to be stacking it with Cold Bore, so that's just extra damage on top of all that. And then on top of our anointments and the abilities between all of our gear, that's going to be a lot of damage. So speaking of gear, we only have 2 weapons that we need. It's only the Guardian Angel and the Plague Bearer. Guardian Angel anointment and the amount of pellets that come out of it don't matter. Just holding the Guardian Angel is all you need. Plague Bearer, I do splash damage, 125%, so we can add that into our formula. We have splash damage from it, along with the cryo damage that comes from Cold Bore. All the little mini projectiles will also get Cold Bore, and they will also get Infiltrator. We also have the Art of War, 150% gun damage just for activating our action skill, so we get even more gun damage on top of all that. And then, of course, the splash damage will mix into that as well. Now, here comes the big part. On shield break, the next shot deals 100% shield capacity as bonus amp damage. The triple turtle madcap is the highest shield capacity shield in the entire game. Along with our green tree, we have Hardy Stock. So Hardy Stock is going to give us an increased 30% shield, which is just going to be more damage for us in the end. So whenever we break our shield, we do 100% shield capacity as bonus amp damage. All of our Plague Bearer shots and all the little mini projectiles will all also get those mini projectiles. Now the Infiltrator is where all this happens. Zane's weapon damage and movement speed are increased. It stacks as high as 20% damage, so it's not too high damage from the comm itself, but the ability of the comm is where all this comes together. Whenever Zane activates an action skill, he breaks his shield. Now, it does not matter if you have full shields, half shields, no shields, recharging shields, it does not matter. Every single time you activate your cannon, it's going to fill your shield all the way up to top, and then it's going to break it. Which means every time you activate your cannon, you're always getting shield break no matter what. So then you get your shot from your Plague Bearer, you get your Cold Borer, you get your Art of War, and you get your splash damage on top of all that. You swap to your Guardian Angel, that's 500% bonus damage on top of everything else that you're doing. The Lunacy is going to be giving us AoE damage and action skill cooldown rate, so we can activate our cannon more. AoE with splash damage and heavy damage on our Infiltrator. Along with the splash damage, it's just a huge mix of formula all into that damage output. The Epicenter is just going to be there for our bonus shock damage on action skill end, just to mix in some more elements. Now, just to prove that this is how it works, let's go ahead and show it off. So look at my shield that's right next to me. It should be on this side. I think it's on this side at least. Camera's reversed. So if we activate it, we break our shield automatically. We have 0 shield, we activate it again, it goes up to full, and then it breaks it again. Now this is the unique interaction between shield break annoyant and the Infiltrator comm. Now watch what happens when my shield is recharging. It's going to happen again. Goes all the way up to 621,000, and then it breaks instantly again. It does not matter where that shield is at, it will always refill up to full, and then break again. When our barrier is up, we can protect ourselves from damage, and we also have salvation so we can heal in case we lose some HP. Now, the only interaction you really need to do, you pick up your shield, you swap to your Plague Bearer, so you activate Cold Borer and the Art of War, you then activate your cannon, and you shoot. Now, that little Plague Bearer there and all the swirling, homing rockets or whatever are all going to get all that damage we just talked about. It's going to get the amp. It's going to get the shield break. It's going to get the Cold Borer. It's going to get the Art of War. It's going to get Splash. It's going to get everything. Everything we talked about, it gets all of it. The majority of the time, this is going to one-shot most bosses and most mobs because it's just going to seek them out and kill them all. If we get a kill with a crit, we have a 63% chance to add one more shot into our Plague Bearer so we can shoot it before reloading again. Very, very nice. Very, very nice combination. You do have to keep in mind that if you have your Guardian Angel out when the kill happens, you won't get that ammo back into your Plague Bearer. It's going to go into your Guardian Angel instead. So you got to be a little timely with that. So let's go ahead and go to that big group that we have in the next area of Athenas. Go ahead and go to that nice big group into Athenas. Because we can get quite a bit of enemies over here just to really showcase the damage that it can output and do. That thing died. The 2 enemies behind me died. Here's the big group over here. Activate our cannon before shooting. We swap. And that whole entire group is just going to get deleted. Now, I recommend the Plague Bearer only because it has all those, like, seeking out, homing, tiny missiles that all also get the bonus damage. It'll also work with the back burner and all the little mini projectiles it spawns out, but they don't home in, so I don't really like that one as much. But it'll work for the back burner as well on all the little mini projectiles as well. 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to one-shot most mobs and bosses that don't have a lot of HP. Enemies like Trant or... you can probably even one-shot Grave Ward with this if you mix in enough elements. I would also recommend getting a full set of Plague Bearers, because element matching is also nice. What's up, VSATs? How you doing? Hello, hello. Good to see you. Good to have you. Let's go ahead and showcase this off on Trot, just to show that it can actually one-shot when you need it to. Good old rocket launchers are amazing with this. We're gonna wait for his ice wall. Ice wall, switch, cannon, shoot, run, swap, and one shot. So yeah, all those mini projectiles are all going to get that amp damage and cold bore on top of everything else that you're doing. It's not just the main projectile itself. And with the violent steel, we have a chance to shoot an additional projectile. And that's hot. It's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. Not a lot of people take a look at the Infiltrator. They kind of just ignore it. But you can have a lot of fun with it. I kind of scuffed up that one shot, so let's go ahead and do it one more time. We sit on Guardian Angel, wait for Ice Wall, swap, shoot, fire the Plague, swap to Guardian. Oh, I stuffed this one up even more. I stuffed that up even more. Ignore me. Ignore me, ignore me. I guess since we're using a Guardian Angel, we can run away from... The Guardian Angel's ability is you get 500% bonus damage if you're at a 23.8 meter distance away from your target, from whatever damage you're doing while holding that in your hand. Try to keep that in mind too. Hell, if I want to, I could probably even just stay back here. Yep, it actually worked out a lot better just running away because of the Guardian Angel ability. Throwing 500% extra damage on top of all of your damage is not a bad idea. It's a really good bloodletter, except for the passives. Now, if you want to test this build out, there is Plague Bearers, there is different Infiltrators in here to play with. Another Lunacy if you want the movement speed instead. There is a Cutper's launch pad in case you run out of ammo. A few more things to play with in here if you want. Different Plague Bearer sets with all splash damage. If you like something other than corrosive, we got it all. Feel free to mix and match your favorites. I think that's going to be doing it for the video, though. That is all I really have to cover. My name is Bflattened, guys. I'm signing on out of here. Take care, all. Laters.